Sit up straight. Don't lean too far. The look of it is amazing.
And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I am Dave. Why does it say Mocha in the Bowl? I gotta change that. What the hell? And this is Gen X Unchained. With me, as always, my co-host. Welcome back, Mocha in the Bowl.
Thank you. What are you doing with my name?
There's author of Kingdom of the Seven Realms.
Hello.
What's up, guys?
There you go, Dave.
I can't hear you, Patty. Mocha, can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
I can't hear you either.
Why can't
Here
you
we
hear
go
me?
again. Here we freaking go again. Alrighty. Well, I'll be right back. How about that?
Oh, man. Well, until he gets back.
I guess it's just us.
So, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm just currently cooking dinner.
Hey, that sounds fun.
There we go.
All right, here we are. Now I'm back and I could hear you both.
Awesome.
Woohoo!
Congratulations.
Oh, Mo can be quiet. Anywho, skis. Like I said, I'm Dave. That's Mo the Bull. And our author tonight, our guest, P K McEvers. Patty, how's it going?
It's going good. How are you? Yeah, I know, mommy.
I'm alive.
Yeah.
I can complain,
I
but
didn't
I'm
hear that much.
shit. Did you see all the posts on YouTube that I posted about your book?
I saw the one that you sent me. I didn't see the other ones. No. Were there more?
Made a few more posts, and then I also put it on our Twitter account.
Yay!
So,
I have a Twitter. I just don't get a lot of traction on there.
well, you need to go with the Twitter account.
All meta.
I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna put it in my link tree, so that way anybody who clicks on the link tree in your description on this episode will be able to like go to it, and it'll all just be there. I'm just slowly but surely getting everything updated and adjusted.
Well, no, what I'm saying is you need to send a friend request.
Oh yeah.
I think all meta needs to figure out their security.
I think Meta is something that should shut down, and I would not cry.
Me either.
Anywho, here we go, Patty.
Yes.
Like your hair.
Thank you.
Yeah, she's
not
got
for
that
sure.
author hair.
Yeah, you know. I don't know about the color, but you could have went like green or red. That would have been awesome.
Okay, okay. We are not about to sit here and cover my hair. Because first of all, red ain't my color. And
Or,
second of all, green is okay. Just depends on how dark or how light.
no, like not like LGBTQ green. We're talking about like a cool green.
Like an emerald green.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Or
Jade
maybe a
green.
blue. Or
Yeah.
a blue.
Yeah.
Or a blue. That is set or a purple. The purple stripe. Look where the blonde is. That would be fucking tight. Yeah, see?
I would if purple wasn't so hard to get out of my hair. I had already done purple when I did my split dye.
Well, you need to do your little skunk trail purple.
Is that what we're gonna call it?
What else you want me to call it? Looks like a damn skunk trail.
If it was a skunk trail, it'd be in the middle of my forehead, not on my side.
No,
Well,
some,
your hair is kind of long, so I
remember
mean, you
what
can
if?
put it wherever.
Listen, a male skunk has one stripe down the middle of the back. A female skunk has two stripes, one on each side. It ain't my fault that the car smacked her so hard it knocked the other stripe off.
That's mean. Dave, shame on you.
It's okay. He can sit there and talk all that smack. He looks.
I'm just
It's okay.
saying. I'm just saying. Like
Uh
purple just
huh.
right there, or blue, or emerald green. You
I
know,
am. I just need to. I am. I just need to do like
or
another color pull
silver,
sesh.
silver.
I'm gonna. I have to do one more color pull sesh, and then I have to bleach it one more time to touch up the roots and just like completely do like the mid part one more time, and then I'll be able to bleach it to silver or dye it to silver because that's what I was going with silver.
All right. Well, that's cool,
I think
Elvira.
you missed by a yellowish tint.
That's fine, Elvira.
First of all, first of all, neither one of you know how to do hair, so don't be trying to
Yeah.
come at me about doing hair. I've been
Actually,
doing my hair since I was
lived
13.
with, I lived with a beautician my whole life.
Yeah, I forgot.
I
Your mom was
watched
a
my
beautician.
mom do hair my whole life. She owned her own business, and I
Do
had to go to
you do hair? Do
her.
you do hair?
No, but I
No, you don't.
not to. You want to know why?
You
But
don't.
she
That's
even got
for
that
hey,
author
you.
accent.
Hey, you know why I don't? I never chose to do hair like my mother. You want to know why? Because straight guys don't do hair.
We're not gonna go there. I'm just gonna disregard that. Anyways,
Hey,
You're
listen.
here
Hey,
because your
listen.
dad's not
I'm
well.
just
There.
gonna look. You're here because I ain't queer. So
I'm here for the girls and the gays and the days and the dims. That's it.
no, there's no pronouns. Not does not exist.
Get out of here. Shut up. Anyways, I'm here to talk about my book.
Yes, talk
Oh,
about your
it's
book.
your
But
book.
one more thing, Patty. One more thing. There is some jobs that are meant only for men, and there's other jobs only meant for females and hims, and that's beauty shop work. Okay,
Okay, I'm not getting into that with you.
all right.
You know
I
where
just
my
want to make
standpoint is.
that sure that's
Just,
clear. I wanted
yeah,
to make sure you
in
knew
your
that.
mind. In your mind. Anyways, my book.
Yes, your book. Let's talk about your book. When did it come out?
So I officially published on the 9th of June, but it takes, whenever you're independently publishing on Amazon and KDP, it takes about 72 hours for them to review it, make sure everything's fine, and then actually put it out there for people to buy and to read and stuff like that. So I am officially published as of June 9th. However, somehow, I don't know how. But me and my editor, still racking our brains over it, are confused on how a whole chapter was missing. Chapter 13, to be precise, was
Oh
missing.
no.
Chapter 13.
Well,
Chapter 13, chapter 13 was
there's some
missing.
kind of conspiracy around the number 13 because I mean, uh,
Well, what's
uh,
crazy is I
Well,
got my, what's crazy is I
Hyrule.
got my book. What's
uh,
crazy is I got my book on the 13th, like the proof copy, because I'm able to get a proof copy to make sure like it's
hold
adequate
on.
and where it's
I
supposed to
got
be.
something to say. It's really fucked up. You want to know why?
Because
Because you
chapter
were
13 was
published
missing.
on the 9th, right? Not only was you published on the 9th, just for the record for everybody to know, she was sold out on Friday the 13th on Amazon, sold out, and it didn't have chapter 13. And her dad just so happens to have Jason Voorhees tattooed on his arm with the number 13. Ain't that some shit?
So everybody who has a misprinted copy, if you decided to keep it, that's fine. More power to you. Just
She will give
know,
you her address to mail it to her P.O. box so she can sign it and send it back. Say, haha, April Fools.
And this is a preview of what the signature is going to look like. This is my signature.
Okay.
So, but this is the cover of the book. This is what she looks like in all her glory.
Yeah, you're gonna have to reverse cam.
How do I do that?
I don't know.
I don't think you can.
I'm afraid if I try to do it, it'll
I don't
kick
think
my
I,
volume. I
I don't
can't
think
hear.
I can.
Don't worry about it. Anyway.
Yeah. So this is the cover. This is what she looks like.
Uh huh.
This is the back.
Yep. Which
And
is a little bit of a preview at the beginning of the show. If everybody didn't see it, you could go back and see it.
mhm.
And I made
It
I made a a short about it too.
it does have a dedication and a trigger warning because they don't go into grave detail, but there are some scenes that could be triggering for some people.
Oh, yay,
It do-
triggering.
it does have a pronunciation. And he goes, it does have a pronunciation list, so that way you're able to pronounce all the people's names, as well as a map, so you can see what the world looks like.
Well, that's just one realm, right?
No, it's a map. It shows each of them. So each section, so there's seven, so it shows all seven sections and like where they're
So
split
it
up at.
shows all seven realms.
Yes.
Okay.
So there's 35 chapters.
Kids under
Um,
the age of 15 should not read this book.
no,
I'm just saying.
no. And if people are wondering what the basically, so what I did with this book is I kind of sat there and literally thought of like all my favorite movies. Lord of the Rings being like the massive one. Obviously, we grew up watching that all the time. So I kind of just like made it Lord of the Rings, but a female version, and a Hobbit's not saving shit, like
So
nothing.
there's no little
There's
evil
no
shit.
Hobbit. There's no Hobbit.
There's no hobbits.
There's no Hobbit.
Oh, they're
There's
taking
no.
Uh,
jobs away from the little people.
Shut up, Moken. There's no hobbits in it, but there are mythical creatures. There's creatures called Etons and
But there
wits,
you
which
go. You
people.
got the little people back.
Hey, listen, hold on though. But man, they're only 3'3", but wear size 24 shoe.
I'm not doing that. Anyways, anyways, so yeah, think of like Lord of the Rings, except instead of seven rings, it's seven realms, and a princess has to reunite everything and fulfill the prophecy, unbeknownst to who she really is. So this first book, is a lot of uncovering truth, finding out who can and can't be trusted, and starting to prepare for war. And I will say this before anybody gets on me, because I've had so many people say that they're already finished with this. Book two is already 8 chapters in. It has been 8 chapters in. I am continuing it now as we speak.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you heard it from her. Part two to Kingdom of the Seven Realms will be released when?
I am hoping sometime next year. But I'm not gonna say a date because my last time trying to get this published on like by the specific dates did not work.
Right,
So I'm just gonna do what I've been doing. I'm gonna let my books write themselves, go with the flow, edit what needs to be edited, and once it's ready, send it off to my editor, and we'll go from there. And mind you, it takes about 7-8 months for the editing process, anyways. So.
right, which
Right.
I understand, and I'm sure everybody out there will understand.
So
Uh,
I'm hoping sometime next year, if not sometime within 2027, but it shouldn't be that long.
right,
And I will announce that I do have a podcast starting with two fellow author friends of mine, one of which I will be collaborating on a story series with.
where will you
Ooh.
be doing and showing your podcast? What streaming sites?
So we're gonna start on Spotify first. We're gonna air it on Spotify, and then we're gonna do it. We're gonna do how pretty much how you're doing it now, and we're gonna do it also on YouTube later on down the road. Considering they're new to it, and I'm a little seasoned with doing the podcast, from a couple of
Right.
years ago and stuff like that. I'm gonna help guide them into it, and we're just gonna take it slow footing. But they they're both authors. They both write amazing, amazing books. One of them is publishing by the end of this year. The other one is publishing by the summer of next year. And me and my author friend that I'm collaborating with is going to be signing up around 2027 for a book convention called a Polycon.
Okay.
So
A
I
what?
will be. It's called a Polycon. So it's a giant like book convention for a bunch of authors and big influencers on TikTok who are into the book community and stuff like that. And I will be going as an author to have an author booth and sign and sell my books, and then also to have fun and network and meet other people.
Alrighty.
Hey,
So it's for the people to know who has just shown up to the show. And welcome, by the way. I'm Smoking the Bowl, my co-host. Welcome back. Our guest, the author, the infamous P K McEvers, talking about Kingdom of the Seven Realms and her new book and things that she has good going on for her with other authors. Uh, so, welcome to the show, everybody. Thank you for showing up. Your comments are on. So, when you comment something or ask a question, it will go up on the screen. Patty will have no problems answering any questions. Neither will I or Mogan. So, and if you
and
like to
Patty,
send a gift to help out the stream, check the ticker out.
all I can say is congratulations, and I got your back. And I've been telling everybody about your book that I know.
Look who it is.
Ah, that would be one of my author friends who is hosting with
Huh?
me on the podcast. Her pen name
Well,
is me. Her pen name is Mia Venom. She is the one who's publishing her book by the end of this year.
hold on.
Well,
Mia,
welcome.
hold on. Mia Venom. Is that what
Hmm.
you just said?
Mia
I have to.
Venom.
I'll have to go on the record and say it's fucking awesome. Okay. So welcome Mia Venom, another author. Uh, you and Patty are more than welcome to be back on this show anytime you want. But anywho, any scoo. So you
Anything
said
else?
over the phone that you were working on two books at the same time.
Mm,
Is that
yeah.
still true?
Yes.
I
Okay,
bet that's a headache.
kind of explain that on how are you just writing a manuscript for the third book as you're writing the second one, or what are
Okay.
you?
So
Or you
I'm a multi-genre author. So I'm not sticking to one set genre. So like this is a fantasy romance. I have a dark romance series that I'm working on, and a monster romance series I'm also working on top of a
hey,
dark Zelda
hey,
retelling.
listen, hold on. Don't turn this into some World of War crap.
Shut up.
Hey,
Anyways,
hey,
shut up. Anyways, I know, mummy. I also have a Dark Zelda retelling that I'm coming up with, and I have a dystopian series that I'm writing as well. So with my process on how I do it, because I tend to hyperfixate on things a lot, and I will burn myself out so quick. So what I'll do is when I'm getting tired of reading or writing the second book of this trilogy series, I will go to one of the other books that I'm writing and pick up from where I left off on there. And it kind of gives me like a refresher and stuff like that. So that way I'm not constantly set on one thing and like feeling like I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? Because after you do something for so long, you're like, I really don't want to do that
oh
anymore.
yeah, yeah. I totally get that. I mean, even playing World of Warcraft like I do, sometimes I just don't feel like getting on. Sometimes I
Hey,
don't know
Ray.
what to do whenever I do get on. What's up,
Hey,
Ray?
welcome to the
Hello.
show, Ray. Uh,
Hi.
welcome to the show, everybody. But to catch everybody up on who hasn't seen it, um, we're talking about Kingdom of the Seven Realms, the first book published by none other author P K McEvers, who happens to be my daughter. And I know I heard my grandson in the background.
That was your granddaughter. Your
Oh,
grandson's in his room.
And I'm just
oh,
delighted to know you both, like in person.
right. So, with that being said, um,
And I'm also cooking dinner, so.
yeah, what are you cooking?
I'm making chicken tenderloin, barbecue chicken tenderloins with sliced bell peppers in the oven, a side of mixed vegetables and mashed potatoes.
This sounds like something I would cook.
Because it probably is something you've made. Let's be honest.
Probably.
I
Uh,
try to stick as close to home as possible if I can. I need a whisk.
well,
Hey, at least you're living in a better state.
yes, and not stuck here in Illinois because it is getting freaking crazy. As of
Yeah.
tomorrow, there's going to be a 40-cent tax hike on gasoline, a $1.50 tax hike on deliveries. That's Amazon, pizza, food, whatever, DoorDash, Uber,
Walmart Plus.
Walmart Plus. Anything that gets
Yeah.
delivered to your house, it's $1.50 increase. It'll be another 80-cent tax on cigarettes. Um, yeah, a lot of things going to affect tomorrow, and it's crazy, and I'm not happy about it. But that's later on in the show because I'm sick and tired of this fat bastard.
Hi,
But
Mia. Love her face. She's so awesome.
no, you're fucking awesome.
I try. It's
You're better than awesome. Who else do you know out there in the world other than people who have money? Who else do you know out there in the world could juggle being a mom of two kids and a spouse and manage a home and write three fucking books at the same time?
if you want to be technical, I'm literally
Shut up!
writing
I'm giving you a
seven at
part.
the seven time.
Okay, seven. Okay, overachiever. Now you're just tooting your own horn.
Now, yeah, now you're just playing with
No,
our
no,
emotions.
no, that's me being like real about it. That's literally how many books I have written at the same time.
June. June's going nuts. Any, that's my grandchildren for you. They're just like the grandpa.
Yeah,
No,
Boys,
she's she's
womp, womp, womp.
she's saying ow, but she's not even hurt.
No, she's playing that game.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh, it's just your mouth right now.
Anyway, anywho, that is a hell of a feat, Patty.
it is. And I mean, I told my sister about your book because she likes to read, and she said that she likes to support the indie authors more than the well-known authors more.
Yeah,
I don't read,
she
so
rather support independent authors than support like
Traditionally published big name authors like Rebecca Yarros and all them, I get it.
like
Because it's really hard for us independent authors out there because we're literally doing it all on our own. We can't afford a whole team. And like the thing is, and a lot of people are like, oh, well, going indie can screw you for going traditional later. Actually, it doesn't. Going indie helps you get your platform base started for your book, especially with your first one. Because guess what? This first book's not going to get picked up by a traditional publishing company right now. I know that for a fact because I'm being realistic about the whole situation. My second or third book, maybe, yes. Why? Because I'll have traction, I'll have a platform, and I'll have profits to show what my books are capable of. And I'll have the reviews of the readers to show how good my books are. On top of that, my passion that's put inside of the books and the fucking sweat and the tears and the time I put into the shit. Because a lot of this, a lot of this was late night writing. And I mean late night writing. I would not go to bed until almost close to 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. And that's a hell of a feat. You know what I'm saying? To be able to do
I
something
mean,
like that. That is
yeah.
really awesome.
I mean, you're literally living a whole three people in one body.
So you're actually doing more than a typical mom.
Right.
You know, and I give props to every independent author out there just taking that leap of faith to even have the courage to post their work, to publish their
Right.
work. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it takes courage to do that because how do you really know and trust people to do the right editing on your book? How do you find, you know, the right
It's
people to trust to support you? All that, and what if, what if you get told no all the time? You know what I'm saying?
then you
That's
get told no.
yeah.
That's how
Then
you have to look at it. You have to rip that band-aid off when it comes time because look, this is how I did. So when I started my writing journey, mind you, Dad, you know, you got you, Mom, and everybody in the family knows I've been writing since I could tell a fucking story. I've
right,
always been like that. So for me to actually be able to take something that I used to do as a hobby and as a passion, as an escape from whatever I was going through in life, and make it something real and make it something like big for people else to enjoy and to read on, you know what I mean? Like you it's a huge step. And so that fear is always going to come with the fact of you're putting yourself out there. You're in a vulnerable state when doing so. But here's the thing. I'm ready for that bad review. Go ahead. Everybody, not everybody's going to like my work. Everybody needs to keep in mind there's always going to be instances where you can like the author's work, but not the author themselves. That's fine. Or you can like the author themselves and not their work. That's okay too. You're going to have instances like that. It
right,
Right.
comes with being in the industry no matter what. It comes with being in any industry or whatever profession you do. You're always going to have somebody who likes your work but not you, or likes you but not your work.
And
It's always like that.
right. There's
you
a lot
know,
of that's like me. There's a lot of actors out there that I cannot stand them
right.
personally. I cannot stand them as far as I could throw them politically, common sense wise, but they got hella movies. They got
You're
good,
right.
Good
With
movies.
you
Good
okay,
know,
hold on.
movies.
Ray, you're right. Without a team, it is hard to get anywhere. But you want to know something? My TikTok is at 17.4 thousand followers because I did it myself. My Instagram is at a little over 1,000 followers because I did it myself. You know what I
right,
mean? Like everything that's happened is because I've done it myself. I did
right,
not have a team. Me having a team right now, which would be my editor and the lady who did my cover for my books and the lady who did the fan art for my characters and stuff. That is my team, and the only reason I know them and I trust them enough is because they trust me, and I have been referenced, like referred to them because they have worked with other authors. I've done my research on them. Everything
right.
else, from the publishing to the writing to the everything, is all me. The networking, promoting, the whole
Hey,
is all me.
Venom said something for you.
You
You're an
are an
amazing.
amazing soul, my love, and I love you.
So,
Wow, she's so sweet.
so here we go. Now, your next book. Can you give us a little detail and hint on what your next book is about? Or are you going to keep that a secret?
So at the end of this book, there's actually a teaser that you guys get because, and I do not care who hates me for this. I left my book on a cliffhanger and then gave y'all a teaser as an even bigger cliffhanger. So my book is actually called, I have the name, I have both of the plots and the names for the next two books in this trilogy series. So the next book is called War Among the Seven Realms. And obviously, in the title, you can guess what it's about. War. We're
And
going
Right.
to war. We are going to war. That's going to lead up into the third book. And it's going to call, the third book is going to be called Trinity of the Realm.
Okay. All right. So You're
So
being a little secretive, so I feel that you're going to keep it all to yourself until.
no, so basically, like, well, the second this
Hold on. Don't say anymore. Leave
pause, hold
everybody
on, hold
sense.
on, pause.
Okay.
The second book is gonna have a lot of twists and turns. I will say that, and that is all I can give you guys.
Okay. All right. All righty. So read the first book, uh,
and try to figure it out.
and wait for the second because it's a cliffhanger and then a teaser with a cliffhanger. That's a double whammy. So anywho ski, uh, anything else you would like to add?
Oh, there's Cam. Oh, look, hi Cam. All of my friends are coming
So
in.
What's up, man?
yeah, hey, that's fine. Hey, you guys, hey, thanks for joining the show. Please
um,
like, comment, and subscribe. Would be appreciative.
I would like to say that this week we are actually supposed to record and hopefully air the first episode of the podcast. And the name of the podcast is called Between the Sheets, in reference
All
to books,
between the
obviously.
That can be taken different ways.
that
I
sounds like
need.
well, that sounds like an OnlyFans link. Between the sheets.
It's called Between the Sheets because we talk about books, our books, books we've read. We're gonna have we have big plans. Like we're hopefully gonna have voice narrators and actors come on and like talk to us about their journeys and stuff like that and how they got to where they're at now. So yeah, it's fun and you
I
know
told
what?
you,
Hey,
Ray. I told you, Ray. You should keep that book. Order the new one anyway. Mail them both to me. I'll have her sign them, and then I'll mail them back to you.
he's a genius.
Hey,
Yeah, no,
ain't, aren't
don't return the
misprints
book. Keep the
aren't
misprint and I'll
misprints
sign
worth
it for you.
more? Wouldn't misprints be worth more though?
Yes,
If
right.
I if I if I
Let's
were to
say,
be as big,
yeah. Let's say she became J.K. Rowling's big or Stephen King big. Okay.
there we go. We'll use that
Ray
one.
received a misprint book, signed misprint book by the author herself on the page that's supposed to be the 13th chapter, which is just a blank page. And it'd
Just
be
blank.
first published book. And if she became huge, that book would be worth a lot of money,
Yeah,
you know? So, exactly, 100%.
that's
Yeah.
So,
what I thought because I used to read like Goosebumps and stuff like that whenever I was little. Oh, I have
I
no
love you,
doubt,
Cam.
Cam.
I love you so much,
Uh,
Cam.
hey, I'm just
and
going to be her dad, okay? You know,
and
blood.
hell, I'm
Guess
amazed
what?
to know
Guess
him.
what? When she become, I just broke my mic and don't care. When she becomes big, daddy needs a new boat.
Daddy ain't even got a boat, so get a boat first before you ask for a new one.
I've already
Get
told
you
her
a boat. Get you a boat that requires replacing, and I got you.
I'll buy a flat bottom John with holes in it. I'll drill holes in it.
He's like, I'll purposely destroy it. If it turned into a movie and became a star. Listen, so with that, when I tell you, okay, so let me explain my writing process to you guys. So I write my books as if I'm in a movie. So this is my movie. You know what I mean? Because I hear it as it's happening. I'm there witnessing it because obviously I'm writing the story. But it's
That's
like that
me.
with any book I it's like that with any book I read.
Yes,
With any
you're
book I read, it's like I can hear what's going on. I can hear the voices of the characters. I can tell when they're angry. Like not just by reading it, but by hearing it too. So
right.
this is my movie. I can see this turning into a TV show or a movie or something like that. And yeah. Wait, that's your dad? Hello, everybody. For those of you who do not know, this is me, Faja. That is my dad. This
Let's
is his
go.
podcast.
Let's go. Jason Voorhees. You can see where she gets the mystery and the murder and the mayhem and all that stuff from. She gets that from me and her mother. Okay, her mother's a Pinhead fan. Okay, she loves Pinhead. I'm the fan that likes the old movies, the old raunchy, old scary movies like Camp Crystal Lake, Friday the 13th, and Mike Myers with Halloween and Freddy Krueger, the original first four Nightmare on Elm Streets. So that's where
I
she
just,
gets it.
I
You know
just
what I'm
like them all. I just like them all.
Yeah. So yes, I am her father. Well, hello, Cam. Hi, Cam. Hey, listen, I'm going to tell you what, you guys, when you guys get your podcast started, I want to invite all three of you onto my podcast. Okay. And we'll get all three. I will sit there and support your books. You just got to email me and your cover like she did, some pictures, art drawing, uh, and the links where to buy your books. I will post it on our X account, and I will make posts on YouTube and shorts on YouTube supporting your books and supporting you guys. It's not a problem. So just know you guys are more than welcome to come on. I don't have a big fan base, but you guys are more than welcome to come on my show. Ashley Jones said hello. Hello, Ashley.
Hi,
Hello,
Ashley. I love your face. The other author that's doing the podcast with me and Mia Venom, her name is Honey, and she is not here right now. But Cam is actually writing a book. Yes, she is in the
Cam
process of
is
writing.
writing the book.
Cam is writing her very first book, actually.
Okay.
So, and I'm helping her along the process as she goes. So,
and
Awesome.
hey,
Great teamwork together makes
yeah,
the
I
fucking
mean,
dream work.
at least you have backup and other minds to help you, and you can help them, and I think that's awesome.
yes, Mia is everything horror. She loves everything horror. Her favorite movie is Queen of the Damned, if that says anything.
Queen of the
Yeah,
Damned is a damn good movie.
it is a damn good movie.
I think that was the last movie Alicia Keys,
You mean Aaliyah?
not
Aaliyah,
Alicia Keys, but Aaliyah, the last movie Aaliyah ever done.
yep.
It was. It was. Yep.
I think she was on her way to the record label to go do another album, her new album, or to a show.
She was on, yep, and the luggage or whatever, it was,
Exactly.
Rome
yeah.
was not built in a day.
No, it wasn't. Love your face, Ashley. In the beginning process stages, yes, Cam is in the beginning process stages. She's trying to figure out how to navigate where how to like, because my book's multiple point of view, her book is also going to be dual point of view, so she's trying to navigate how to write in the other person's point of view, like, because, well, with me it comes easy writing in other people's
Right,
points of views. That's not hard.
right.
So I'm trying to help her with the process as best as I can.
Especially if they're easy to read their body language. You can pretty much write down a person's personality just by body language alone. You know, the
Yes,
way they
yes.
hold their mouth, the way they twitch their eyes, the way they rub their ear, or way they walk, the way they talk, how they hold their head up or hang their head, or you could tell a lot about a person just by what they do.
Oh yeah. It was 2002. Queen of the Damned did come out in
Yep.
2002.
Yep. Good call,
That
Ray.
it did. That
But
it
yeah,
did.
you guys do your podcast and start your guys' first show. I'm looking in the camera directly at your friends, Cam and Venom and anybody who's out there supporting my daughter. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. But when you guys are done with your podcast, okay, and you guys want to join my show or come as a guest on my show, you can do it. I'm more than willing to support your books and all that. I meant what I said. So
Yeah,
you guys
same.
let me know, set up a time. We do our podcast every Monday, 7 p.m. Central, 8 Eastern. So all I need you guys to do is I'm gonna put up on the ticker down at the bottom, okay, guys? On the ticker on the bottom. Watch what that does. Okay. You see that email right there. GenXUnchained1 at gmail.com. Send me your links to where you post your books when you get them published, your cover art, all that. And I will make posts and shorts about them. And I will support them as far as posting them on X and everything else. So you're
That's
more
right,
than
Ray.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Me
Mia,
too.
Mia said we would love to. No, yeah, me and Mia could definitely talk to Honey about it, and we could set up a time where we could all come on and stuff and do that. Oh, that'd be fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's my wife's favorite movie, Hellraiser. That's her mom's favorite movie is Hellraiser. She's got a big ass. Have you seen your mother's tapestry?
No, I haven't because I haven't
She
video
has
called
a
in a minute.
wall-sized tapestry of Pinhead.
Nice.
Can I adopt you as my dad? Why did I read it like that? Why did I read it like that?
Uh,
That was great. Everybody loves my parents, dude. Everybody loves my parents,
Ray,
which is probably
everybody,
explains why.
everybody in here, just so you know, Ray's Moto Life has a cool channel. He's also on a podcast called Unchained Down the Rabbit Hole. Check it out. He's got
Okay.
his own channel. It's really cool. Okay. I got another buddy of mine, retired writer. All right. He's really cool. So you guys can check out their channels too. Remember, just look up Unchained with parentheses around Unchained down the rabbit hole, and you'll find him, Ray, retired writer, and Cole. And they all got their own shows too while they do their own podcast together. They're a really good group of guys. That's my support team. Ray. Thank you. Uh, and John, retired writer, and his brother Coy. They've been helping us grow our show and help us teaching us things. So that's my support right there when it comes to my show. Can I adopt you as my dad? You're adopted. If I had a sword, I would knight you with adoption. Actually, I do have a couple of swords I could, but it'd be kind of hard with you not being here in person. So, I mean, but adopted.
That's good.
Uh,
Oh,
no,
that's great. That was
for
fantastic.
yes. You have been adopted, and this is uh,
Yeah, I need his blessing to propose.
long as long as he is not a scumbag, down low, dirty dog like me. You, he has my permission. Anyway, Ray's Moto Life right here. That link, okay, at Ray's Moto Life, and then there is Unchained Down the Rabbit Hole, guys, right there. And when you guys start, send me your link, and I'll throw that out there
Oh
too
yeah,
on a good old
totally.
interweb. So
For my podcast, our link, yeah,
when you
when I get
you
the
guys
first few episodes out, yeah.
yeah, when you get the ball rolling and everything, and that is retired writer.
We do have a Discord server though that we are working on and updating currently and getting how
Right,
we would want for the pod that and it's a the podcast Discord server
right.
that is in my link tree. So there's everything in there besides um the YouTube stuff right now and the actual podcast link until we get running.
Okay, so just so everybody knows out there, okay, P K McEvers. In the description box of this show is the link tree link address to go and look at her book and look at the links for for their podcast. So, with that being said, don't forget the link is already in the description box. Click on it, buy the book, show these guys the support, and when they get their books published, we'll get it pushed out there the same way. Okay, so we will help you guys out and shove it down people's throats until they get brainwashed to buy every copy. Okay, till
I
every
can read it.
you're gonna buy it now, and you're gonna read it, and you're gonna love it.
And you're going to talk about it and tell your friends, and they're going to tell their friends.
Uh,
I love that. Well, as much fun as this was, I do have to get off here. The kiddos do need fed, and I have to start nighttime routine.
All
yep,
right.
I
Well,
feel
it
you.
was nice having
And
you on the show.
yeah, it was great to have you on the show, Patty. I
Thank
love you to
y'all.
death.
Love
Just so
you.
give my grandbabies hugs and kisses,
Oh, I will.
and
And we want to meet your friends up here on the
show. Just
show
you know,
Yes.
anytime.
every single independent writer you guys are in network with, we get help the best we can, and we'll support every single one of them that you introduce. So if they've been on your show, even if Patty can't make the show and you want to bring the new author with you to our show, you guys are more than welcome. You know,
Oh yeah.
it doesn't have to be you guys together all at one time because shit happens, stuff comes up, right?
Oh yeah.
So, um,
Especially being a parent.
Read, please. What do you want me to read? Would you guys like a snippet?
no snippet.
I'll
Any,
read to you the back of the book.
hey, go ahead, Patty. Go ahead. You got the floor. Read the back of the book so the audience can know a little something about the book because I do believe that some of this book has to do with you yourself. I think a little
I
bit of
don't
this book.
know.
I
There's
think
a
a
lot
little.
of Easter
Hold
eggs.
on, hold on. There's things in the book that'll kind of explain to you my daughter's personality, and she put it all on the pages.
There are definitely Easter eggs about myself within that book, and it is definitely a
I
game to see who all can
freaking
pinpoint the Easter
knew
eggs.
it. I freaking knew it. Now we're gonna sit here and be quiet, Patty. Go ahead and read the back.
Aluria has always led an easy life, knowing one day she would start her royal duties as the eldest daughter of three, until she turned 18. Her powers then began to manifest, and things that she never took notice of before caught her attention. What the hell does that say? What the fuck? Oh, really? Coming to terms with who she must find out who she is. Coming to terms with who she is, she must fulfill the prophecy, and she also has to decide who she can and cannot trust. Can she reunite the realms and bring everything back to what it once was? It has the stupid not for resale shit up there. I can't
Oh,
read it.
so it was a
Literally,
little.
it cut off. It literally
Yeah,
cut off
look,
right
look.
there.
Yeah, it cut. That's bull. But anyway, read the screen. Read the screen.
Your daughter, the love of my life.
Uh, I don't care what anybody says. Patty's the most awesome child a father could have, and I am so proud of you. And I love you to death with all my heart. And just
I
know I
love
will dig
you.
ditches and bury bodies for you
Oh,
till
dear God.
because that's my job as a father. So
I love you.
I love you too. Just know that. And
And hey, I'm
you
your
have a
dad's
good night.
best friend. I'm there to help him.
Yeah, when he could find his kneecap and put it and attach it on. Anywho,
And now y'all wonder where I get it from. Y'all seen it firsthand.
see, Moken the Bull, just so everybody knows, is about somewhere between 5'5" and 3'4", depending on what convenience store he's leaving at the time. And he's always forced to ride the kiddie rides at the fair because he ain't tall enough to ride the adult rides.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
he
yeah. All right,
shops at
Jolly Green
Oshkosh.
Giant.
He shops at Oshkosh Bagosh because nobody else sells clothes his size.
He said, "Hey, I bought the book." Yes,
Yep, Ray, thank you for the support. She
thank
loves you
you.
for it.
Every
And
little bit helps.
you have a wonderful night, my love. And you take care of my grandbabies and just know hopefully this time next year, if I'm not living next door to you. Look, all I want to say is this, Patty. When we do get moved there and if we do end up moving next door to you,
Oh, by that time we'll be in OKC.
okay, well then why are we even trying to move there then?
Well, no, because him and I talked about it and stuff. And like when we talked about what you had told me on the phone about like you're not a guarantee, like it's not a guarantee that you'd even come this far down in Oklahoma. I thought out. So he's like, well, he wants to start moving. He wants to start moving over there anyways because it's the fact that he's driving from here to there. Like it's an hour and a half drive, and it's like really, it's putting wear and tear on the vehicle, and it's killing him.
Right,
So it'd just be easier
right.
if we worked in the same city he like lived in the same city he worked in.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So that's really what it is. We're just moving up there to be in the same city he works in, and if you like, plus you guys aren't probably going to be moving far this down south anyway.
It,
So
when the
Read
book
that, Patty.
told me the book came out, I told Ray and he instantly bought it before we even stopped talking. Right then and there on the spot. Think. You know what I'm saying?
I can't
So
tell you how many people, like for as many people who sat there and told me like they were so excited and stuff, like I'm not even like everybody like I've got close to 40 sales, like 40 books sold so far, and that to me is
that is
pretty
so
freaking good.
good. That yeah. Even even grand even grandma bought a book.
She has not reached out to me. That'd be nice to know.
Well, reach out to her.
I
Okay.
don't have to reach out to
It
everybody,
goes
but okay,
oh, I'll send you her phone number. How's that?
that works. Because I don't
Okay.
get on Facebook like that anymore.
I'll send you her phone number. Okay. So
Okay, I'm gonna
you're
just
right.
text her and be like, "So I heard you about my book."
Well, don't say that. Just tell her who you are and
I will.
ask her how she's doing. And then ask her if I told her about your book.
I
Okay.
will.
And then let it go from there. All right.
I will.
So,
I love you. I'm getting off here now. Goodbye.
Venom,
Bye.
y'all have a good night. Thank you for joining the show, Patty. Love to have you and your co host and anyone else you got come online and come on the
Oh
show.
yeah.
So, give my grandbabies,
Thanks.
um, yeah, I don't do TikTok.
My dad doesn't do TikTok, but if we put our
I
handles
do.
and everything in our links, he'll share them out.
I'll share out the links anyways,
Hey,
but I
and
don't
I
do
do
TikTok.
TikTok too, so I can get on there
Yeah.
and share you out too.
Yep. So, Patty, thank you. Hugs and kisses to the grandbabies. And hopefully, this time next year, we'll see you soon. You
Be
know?
safe.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. Love you, baby.
Love you.
That was P K McEvers, author of Kingdom of the Seven Realms. Now, off to the regular show.
Yeah.
Um,
Off to the regular show.
actually, how long has this show been going on? An hour?
Uh, hour.
Really? Well, okay. Well, then I'll just sit here and say this. Me and you have a governor here in Illinois Okay, just so everybody knows, we're going from writing books to going to political. If you don't like politics, this content may not be for you. So, for those of you who may not like what I have to say, because I may say things some offensive, and I don't mean to offend anybody, but I have no time for BS. All right, we have a governor, not non-binary. Yes,
It
we have.
says I identify as non-binary.
Yes, I know. Listen, anywho, we have a governor who signed a bill Friday, who tomorrow it goes active. Okay. On Friday, when he signed that bill, gas prices went from $2.99 to $3.39. The day he
They're even
swiped his
higher
finger,
here.
$3.39.
It's
Now it's
even
going to go
higher
up
here.
another. It's going to go up another 20 to 40 cents tomorrow, with $1.50 tax on all deliveries to your house, no matter who it's from. Amazon, FedEx, UPS,
Walmart.
Walmart, any DoorDash, Uber, any of that. Grubhub,
Yep.
$1.50 tax. Hold on. That's not the fucking kicker. If that tax ain't good enough for you, here's a road tax. Depending on how many
Yeah.
miles you drive a year in your cars, depending on how much money they charge you per mile
Yep.
at the end of the year when you do your state taxes. How is that?
Well, I
Hey,
mean,
hold on.
California's been doing it for years.
Let me tell you something else too. You guys out there in the world want to know what the fuck this tax is going to? Sorry for my language, but I am really ticked off about it.
Illegals.
It's going to the Medicare for illegals that's not supposed to be here in America anyway, because Donald Trump cut them off of Medicare, Medicaid, public aid shit because they're not supposed to be here.
Yeah. But then you have this fucking fat ass. I know I'm fat, but damn.
Yeah, you just be happy you don't live in Illinois, Ray, because we're the first now, top of the list of the food chain, Moken. Check this out. Number one in the nation, the highest taxes. Number two, California. Number three, New York.
That's
Tell me
insane.
that is not insane. That is completely mental. And they wonder why 80,000
Everybody's leaving.
people, 80,000 people every 2 years are leaving, and the only population coming in is illegals. Businesses are leaving. I think Caterpillar moved their main office out of Illinois straight to Texas. And I do believe um, there's another big business. What is it? Boeing may do the
Did
same.
they move?
They haven't already. If they haven't already.
Oh, they're thinking about moving?
Yeah. If they haven't already. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, is Tennessee even medical there?
I think that's medical only. I don't think it's
Recreational?
yeah. But they're gonna charge us per mile that we drive. I'm just gonna lie. They don't need to know shit about me, bro.
Man,
Look,
right.
dude, I don't give a fuck about Illinois. Sorry for my language. When I move out of here, I'm not following no state taxes. They're not getting my money. Sayonara, kiss my ass.
Yeah, I mean, wasn't the South actually, you know, you can't like even medically, huh? Damn.
But
Um, but I mean, in the South, back before before the Civil War, whenever it was, the 13 colonies, the South was the communist. They
well,
were
yeah,
stopping
no, no,
everybody.
no, 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 no. They were the Confederates. Might as well be communists. They lie to the people and do the exact opposite.
Right.
Everybody knows that the Democrats were the leaders today, and like they were yesteryear. Okay, they're the leader and the headbangers of the fucking KKK. They're wolves in sheep's clothing. It's sad that Malcolm X called them out on their bullshit back then.
Yeah.
And the
I mean,
only the last Democrat to ever hold presidency that actually gave a shit about our Second Amendment, next to Donald Trump and Ronald Reagan, okay, was JFK. But Ronald Reagan was a Republican. Donald Trump, a Republican, who used to be a Democrat.
yeah, I was going
Donated
to say, you
money,
can't forget
who,
that.
who donated millions of dollars to Al Sharpton, who donated millions of dollars to Reverend Jesse Jackson, who donated millions of dollars to the Clintons, who donated millions of dollars to other foundations led by Democrats, okay, did more from 1981 all the way up to probably 1996. If a black person tried to get a loan from the bank and couldn't get a loan from the bank because of credit, you know who they told them to go to?
Donald J. Trump.
Exactly. So when they went and talked to Trump about their business and got the loan from Trump, when they went to pay him back with a one lump sum payback, you know what he did? He
He
asked,
invested in.
no, he asked two questions. He said, how's your business doing? Are you showing good profits? If those two answers were right, he ripped the check up and said, you don't owe me nothing. See you later.
See, I would have invested more money into him and, just kept it there. Or invested that same money, like you said.
Yes. Yeah, you're right.
Exactly.
You're right.
Exactly.
You're right.
Because the North has turned into what the Confederate used to be.
Here's you want to know what the crazy thing is? They say the parties switched sides a long time ago, and I've never found any proof of that. What did happen was the only sides that the Republicans switched from is they left the North and went south, and the Democrats left the South and went north. So you want to say they flipped sides? No, they just flipped sides of country that they are on. Okay, all
Well,
right.
and the left most of the left.
Yeah, the far left nut jobs. Okay, the AOCs, the
Whoever
Ohio,
was independently left
right?
has become Republican now. Whoever was far left is now, what is it, moderate left now?
Yeah, more insane left. Look, I don't think, to be honest with you, I really don't believe and don't think that all these Democrats think alike.
I
Yes,
believe
it'll be
so.
fought over freedom. You damn right it will be. And I'll be up on the front lines. Guarantee you that. I'll be up at the front lines fighting for freedom and protecting my brothers. You know?
And I believe that wholeheartedly, Ray.
and he wanted to see people succeed. That is 100% correct. You know, a lot of people has misconceptions about the Republican Party. Do your research. Republican Party was founded by Abraham Lincoln and I think two black guys that were like senators or something for the North. Okay, it was it was started by then. By the end of the Civil War, the Democrats of the South created the Ku Klux Klan and had them go in to Republican houses, white and black, after the Civil War and murder them in their sleep.
Yep.
Murder them in their sleep because what did Abraham Lincoln do? Get rid of the slaves. Said abolish the slavery. He abolished slavery, right? He got rid of it. No more slavery. Governors of the South, who are all Democrats, were sitting there making laws that if you could go out there and find your slave and drag them back to your property, they're your slave. That's your property. They governors and senators of the South. The only people that wrote the Civil Rights Bill and backed the bill were all Republicans. You know who fought it? Democrats of the South. All Democrats fought against abolishing, you know, segregation. Segregation. Republicans wrote the bill. Democrats didn't back it and try to fight against it, but it passed and it got signed. So that means now they're multiracial schools. No more separation. Your business
And,
could no longer sit there and say whites only.
right.
Your fountains couldn't sit there and say whites and black only. You know?
Yeah, you didn't have white bathrooms and
So,
black bathroom. Don't
so
have
there was
white
no more
and black
there
bathroom.
was no more sitting in the back of the bus. Rosa
Right.
Parks. You know? Everything that has ever been told to people out there in the world as far as the Democratic Party is all lies. They're
Yeah.
wolves in sheep's clothing. Okay? The Democratic Party was never for the people.
No.
Ever. Never for the fucking people.
Oh, but they're so inclusive.
No, no. Here is 2-4. What's up, bud? How you doing, buddy? Welcome to the show. Here is what it is. Okay? They only pander to the ones that they can brainwash, which is who? 50% of the LGBTQ, okay? Criminals, and pandering to anybody who ain't white. Okay? You know how much of that population there is? I don't know. Look at the last presidential election. That'll show you.
About
Here's another
70
thing too.
mil.
Hollywood needs to keep their political opinions to themselves. And I'm not talking about just movie stars and actors and TV show stars. I am talking about everyone that associates with singer songwriters, movie stars, actors. Nobody gives a flying rat's ass. Okay? You got rich off of our money. You have money to never struggle. Okay? You're living in Hollywood Hills or Italy, Mr. George Clooney, or some big, high, top of the mountain apartment complex with a penthouse on top, Mr. Robert De Niro. Or your 50 million acres you try to buy, Miss Oprah Winfrey out of Hawaii. Or how about anyone else that wants to run their mouth, Julia Roberts, Pink? Let's just get it clear the air now. All right. Nobody cares about what you say. All right. your political opinions and your belief that your voice will influence us somehow left in the 90s. The 90s called, they're asking for your bullshit back. Okay? Your pandering to us doesn't work anymore. Okay? That
Well, I mean,
that's old school.
they're
You
they
know?
they back people like Ilhan Omar.
Well, no, why I'm saying that is because they are so twisted that they don't want to see and speak common sense, because if they do speak the common sense, which I believe every single one of you idiots out there know, okay, Hollywood, every single one of you dumbbells, okay, I believe they would tell the truth if their jobs weren't threatened and millions of dollars was not on the line. Right or wrong? Look who all gone independent, okay? Mark Wahlberg built his own movie theater, his own movie studio. Guess where? Vegas, not Hollywood. Rob Schneider did the same thing. Where
Vegas
did he
any
go?
better? Well,
Where did he
Nevada,
go?
I guess
He
so.
left California and he went where? He went where? Arizona.
Yeah.
Look at Cat Williams. He bought an old military base and opening up his own movie studio.
Yep.
Okay. Look at that.
Hell,
Now he got
even
independent.
podcasters like I think Gen X talks
Yeah.
moved down to Arizona.
No, I think they still live in LA. Because
No, I think they moved.
if they did move, cool. They got out of California, which is something they needed to do anyway. You know, which I agree with the general's choice on doing that.
Yeah.
But even if they didn't and they stayed in LA, that's their home. Okay. That's where they live their whole lives. Look, some people, and I'm going to say this, Mel Gibson, yeah, that's another one. Mel Gibson did his own. I think he was one of the first to break away from Hollywood and caught so much hell from it, you know. But look at him. He's still making fucking money. He's making millions of dollars with his own shit.
Yeah, you don't see Adam Sandler anywhere in new movies, do you?
No, Adam Sandler does his own shit. He's doing Happy Gilmore too, you know. And for you people out there, Adam Sandler excluded. Okay, I'm going to exclude Rob Schneider. I'm going to exclude Adam Sandler out of this. Okay, they don't exist when I'm talking to a certain amount of people. For the Jewish community that's in Hollywood, singing, acting, whatever, whatnot, believe that the Democrats are for you and you're speaking for the Democrats and you're speaking on stuff that you have zero common sense about, it's probably the reason why the Jewish community doesn't want anything to do with you. Okay? You can't kiss your ass way back. Okay? You fucked up. All right?
And I mean,
Done. You have no common sense.
how are you going to
wanna
be
know
an
what I want them
American
to do?
citizen
You know
that
what I want
came
them
over
to do?
here from another country as a refugee and say America is horrible?
I don't know. That's Ilhan Omar. Somebody wrapped that towel around her head too tight.
And I mean, honestly, the only country that would save you out
For
of
crying out
your
loud, bro. She married her own fucking brother. How
that
sick
was
is
to get them over here.
how can you be in Congress, marry your own brother, which is, I do believe, in most states is illegal.
Depends on your religion.
Well, Utah, I guess they marry farm animals up there or something. I don't know. I don't know, bro.
In Illinois, you can't own sheep
Oh,
unless you're married.
hey, guess what? You ready for this, ladies and gentlemen? On July 1st, Illinois is a legal prostitution state. I'll leave that for your thought while I grab a cigarette.
And legal prostitution state. Uh, so we're gonna turn to Vegas?
July 1st, 2025, Illinois is a legal prostitution state.
So what? We're gonna turn to Vegas and have window dancers?
I don't know. It's legal to be homeless and fucking pay taxes on money you get. People hand you out the window. That's why you see them all over the place. What can I say?
I mean, it's kind of like Mark Carney fucking running Illinois. We're on a fucking carnival ride.
All I'm saying is this right here. Our state is going.
Yeah. And you wonder why.
It's already tough enough for me to live paycheck to paycheck right now and afford the bills I have now. Okay. And if it gets any worse, the show may end because I may sell my equipment off just to stay afloat. If it gets any worse than what it is, all I'm saying is it's already hard enough to live here in the state and afford anything without these taxes going up tomorrow.
Yep. Well, I know what he's doing with the cigarette tax. I know what he's doing with all that.
All that tax, yes. It's all going for one purpose.
But the reason behind the tax, I know what he's doing. I know why he's raising them.
I do too. It's for the Medicare that
Well,
Trump.
No. Not the reason he's given, or not the reason he's actually doing this, but I know the reason behind all of it. Like the especially the cigarette tax.
Why? What's the reason? What is
You
your?
don't want people smoking.
I don't give a shit. It ain't his choice.
Exactly. Why is he raising a tax that gives people a choice?
Hey, listen, I don't see anybody smoking one of these, getting behind the wheel of a vehicle and murdering somebody because this got them intoxicated.
No.
You want to outlaw these? Okay. That takes the same amount of time as an everyday drinker. Okay. Same amount of time to ruin my lungs, cause me cancer, unless my DNA is different from somebody else's, where it happens quicker. When you're an everyday drinker and you do that shit for 30 years, 40 years, you're going to get liver cancer. You're going to get
cirrhosis of the liver.
Cirrhosis of the liver. You're going to get kidney infections,
Yep.
gallstones, bladder stones, whatever.
Urinary tract infections.
Okay, is no different than this. So what gives them?
Yeah, it is. It's more dangerous.
You're going to tax this, but you're not going to tax the one thing that has caused more fatalities than any other drug out there, and that's alcohol.
Right.
You got people from Tennessee
because
to North Carolina.
Drinker.
You got people from Kentucky to Tennessee to Alabama to Georgia to North Carolina to South Carolina, still in the backwoods today, making moonshine that is more healthier than the liquor you buy in the stores.
Yes. 100%.
It may knock your dick in the dirt, but
hey, that's why you bought it, right?
But it's healthier. I know for a fact that there's recipes out there on how to make certain moonshine for medicine.
Yep.
It's not a secret.
Right.
But yet you're going to tax this, but you're not going to put any more tax on alcohol. So you rather me go get drunk, get behind the wheel, and take a chance of might killing somebody, hitting a motorcyclist, or killing a family of 4 in an accident?
And politicians don't think of it like that, though. They think of the reason behind the reason.
I just know that I find it funny how all this tax dollars going to the illegals and to Chicago.
Yeah.
None of it's for the rest.
And then call it a balanced budget.
We have streets here, right here in the capital of Illinois. We have streets here that has 40 years of patchwork on it. The whole damn street's nothing but patchwork. It's not even a street no more. It's just clumps of asphalt everywhere with a line down the center of it.
That's ridiculous. For
Okay.
the capital of the state, Illinois, to have as crappy roads as it has,
Yep.
all over the state,
Yep.
because the state is treating illegal immigrants better than
Their own people.
nationals.
Our own people. Better than us. Getting treated way better than us.
American people.
Yeah. Now let's go to this. Okay. Let's go to this right here. You ready? I want to say it's the birthright citizenship.
Yeah. Which should have been abolished a whole long ago.
Because it was intended for one thing and one thing only. It wasn't intended to morph and to grow as the time went. It was meant for one thing and one thing only, not nothing more, nothing less. It was to grant the citizenship of babies of slaves.
Right.
And the bloodline that carries on from there.
Right.
It's not and never was meant for
China to use
or illegals from any country to come in here and have a baby and have an anchor baby. It was not meant for that. Okay? So that means if your parents came here illegally and had you, bye-bye. I don't care if this is the only thing you know. Ain't my fault. Hey, it's just how the rules are.
That's on your parents. Blame your parents, people.
If your parents get deported and you get to stay, hey, that's not my fault. They made that choice to break the federal law.
Exactly.
If I cannot walk in to your house at any given time, day or night, no, I'm going to make a point clear. If I cannot walk in your house anytime, day or night, anytime I want, 3 a.m., 1 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 in the afternoon, and make myself a fucking hot pocket, what makes you think you could come into my country without asking permission first? What makes you think you could come in here?
Hey, don't other countries have fences around their house?
Do you not know that if you get caught illegally in any other country and not supposed to be there, their laws, most of their laws are worse than ours?
Mythical Rider, what's up?
Hi, Mythical. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, and I mean, so, and then you have the Gays for Palestine. If you go over there to Palestine,
they will kill you.
Gay,
They will kill
you won't come back.
You are dead. You will not come back. There's no passing go. There's no collecting $200. Straight to decapitation, you will go. Do you guys not freaking understand that? You're welcome, Mythical.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then once you tell a person that has that, up on their page, no, that ain't true.
Bullshit. It
No,
ain't true. Bullshit. I'm going to tell you this right now. You know
you're
how
you're
it's true?
uneducated because you don't know.
Yeah,
You
you don't
you've
know?
never been over there. Yeah, you're right. I've never been over there, but guess what? I know some of their laws.
Yeah, because you know why? Their own people say it on Facebook and say the laws that they live in the country they live in on YouTube. They make videos about it.
Just like
What are you,
Iran sitting there
what are you gonna
saying
say?
death to Israel and death to
Hold on,
America.
hold on. What are you going to do when you see a guy riding a camel next to a freaking pyramid and sits there on camera and tells you what their laws are in the country they're in? You're going to say that's a freaking green screen? That was fake AI? Yeah,
Has to be.
you're a little bit more smarter than that. Okay. But I digress because you were a dumpster baby. Okay. Maybe a test tube child. You might have been found on the streets in a basket. Okay. All right. I don't know your circumstances, nor do I give a rat's ass. Just know men cannot be women. They can
No.
play dress up all they want. They can have all the surgeries they want. But here is three logical things that they cannot do. One, they will never be able to menstruate and drive a man crazy for 7 to 8 fucking days. Two, you ready for this one? This is a little hard to believe. Men can't have babies. No, no babies. No lactating of the boobies. No breastfeed. No, no, you can't do that.
They've
No.
come out with surgeries to do that, though.
And here's the most important reason why men cannot be women. Because men do not have the capacity of their childish little minds, our childish little minds, to nurture a child like a woman can. Okay? Those are the three facts. Live it, love it, learn it, and shut the fuck up. Build a
And
bridge.
if you're born male, you're born with prostate.
And here's another thing
Don't have
too.
one.
In 1,000 years, when another colony of humans leave their planet to come research Earth and find out where their ancestors came from, in 1,000 years from now, some Deep Space Nine Star Trek shit, okay, and they come back and dig up your bones, guess what they're going to find out? You're a man in a woman's dress, buried that way. Are you serious? Your DNA is still going to come back as a man.
Yeah.
Can't have kids, can't nurture a kid like a woman can, and you don't menstruate. So moving on. And screw your pronouns. I don't care. Your feelings don't matter to me. If your name is Bill and you want to be called Becky, I'll give you that much respect. But I'm not gonna sit there and call you a woman, and I'm not gonna sit there and bow to your pronouns. I'm still gonna
Now,
call you dude and bro. I call my wife dude and bro. I catch myself doing that. I call every other female dude and bro. Get
it,
over it, dude.
I can't. I couldn't say. Well, Becky, he liked to go to the stores.
No, no, no.
That
I will say that.
that
I
that,
will say
that
that because it's
I
going
couldn't do that.
it's going to. You got to understand. I look at everything with with an open mind, you know.
Man, that's way too open.
But but there's a limitation to my childish brain. Okay, it's something I will never grow out of. And matter of fact, that's what keeps me so beautiful, young looking, is because I
Yeah,
don't let it get to me. Okay,
And
I
you
told
let a
you,
lot of stuff get to you.
and I let a lot of stuff get to me, yes. But as far as that's all concerned, bro, there's enough of it. The political part that you are pulling in the Democratic Party, stop. You're not talking
You need
logic.
to.
You're not talking logic. Okay? There's no logic in the defense. Okay.
Especially the ones that
Here,
we have now
here's
need
another thing, too.
to.
Me, you, everybody watching was born with the same privileges as everyone else that's born in America.
Correct.
Right? All right. So,
That I know of, anyway.
with that being said, you don't deserve any special privileges more than what you already are born with.
Right.
If you want to go out there and tattoo your whole face, put piercings all in your own face, and the only jobs you could get is either at a vape shop, a tattoo shop, or a circus, that's because you did that yourself.
Right.
Okay? You did that to yourself. All right? You could be a welder because nobody has to see your face. You got to put a mask on. Okay?
Right.
All right? Nobody told you to go tattoo your face. Not saying it's a bad thing. I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm saying it's probably pretty the reason why you're not getting jobs. Okay? That's all I'm saying.
I mean, the people that tattoo their face, they pretty much know that they can't get a job anywhere.
You're made that choice. That doesn't deserve you to have any special rights and get extra than the rest of us.
But I do want to say, one thing.
What's that?
Just by having your face tattooed, don't mean that you're not a good person.
Right. That we're not saying that. What I'm saying is you should have thought about your life choices. Okay? I'll drop that in the apology box. I'm sorry. Anywho, moving on. Your political opinions mean nothing. Okay? You're pandering to a party. And here it is. What is that one thing that was going around? What was it? Black fatigue? What about white fatigue? You know?
Are you sick of white people?
Dude, freaking white people, man. You know?
Are you getting white fatigue?
Yeah, I have more white fatigue than I do black fatigue. That's for sure. You want to know why? You want to
Okay,
know
let's hear it.
because it's 99% of these cuckoos gone for Cocoa Puffs. All right, out here creating the Molotov cocktails, burning businesses down. Most of them, 90% of them, are freaking white cuckoos. Okay, and you see about 3% black
He
and
was
a few.
Egyptian.
Huh?
The guy with the Molotov cocktails was
Yeah.
Egyptian.
Well, it doesn't matter. I'm saying it regardless. Who did you see out there more than Hispanics, blacks? Who did you see out there more?
White
White
women.
white people. White
White
people.
women.
Hold on. Not only that,
White
how many
gays.
black people was a part of BLM? There was more
How
whites than
many
were
what?
blacks. People were part of BLM. BLM. There was more
Oh
whites than
yeah,
there were blacks.
there were more
Okay.
whites than blacks, and
Okay.
even nowadays there's more white people that's for BLM than black people,
No, oh yeah. So white
because a
fatigue.
lot of black people
You know,
found out what BLM was actually
and left
about,
that shit.
and yeah,
Left that.
they ain't for that crap no more.
Oh, that's why you ain't hear nothing about them no more. Plus, their fucking top henchmen, the 5 lesbians, got busted for using people's money to buy whole neighborhoods of houses for themselves.
Yep, and their
Okay.
families. Yep,
And their families, you know. But hey,
yep.
God forbid. Same thing with that stabbing at the school with Carmelo Anthony and that one dude. You
Yep.
know, what happened to all that money they raised for his court costs, and what'd he do? He spent it all, and now he's asking for a public defender. You know, he gets to sit at home and play Xbox after he killed a kid, stabbing him in the stadium, you know, in the bleachers before a game.
No,
All
it
because of
wasn't.
words.
They were at a
All because
track
of
session,
words.
and he wasn't even supposed to be there.
Right.
He was supposed to be in school.
I think this was like after school that happened, bro.
No. It was during school, and he was skipping school. And not only that, he's been in trouble before for taking knives to school.
So it's just crazy. Hey, look, guys, Moken, keep the conversation going. I got to do a refill.
And then you have, people like Ilhan Omar that want to sit there and say that it's it's horrible to have police in the streets. I'm sorry, I feel more safe. The more cops out there, I feel more safe. And it's it's crazy how they keep on getting elected. And oh, all I see is people against it. How? It's because
I mean,
they have money. They're buying their votes.
yes, that's George Soros paying people to. Here's one thing: there is people who now post all over TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, True Social about people getting letters and phone calls from the Democratic Party about being paid to go to these uh, riots, so-called peaceful protest, to do all this shit, bro. Getting paid by the George Soros Foundation, by other Democrats, I mean, it's sad that the Democratic Party is now putting commercials in video games,
Yeah.
which has never been done before.
Which I think is stupid. Wow. Commercials and video games while you pay for a subscription.
I mean, come on now. That's
You're paying for a subscription not to actually be able to play the game, and then you're going to throw ads in because I play the game.
that's a big fu without a kiss goodnight. Okay. I'm sorry if I pay for a subscription to something that's supposed to be and should never, ever, and ever have been ever in the history of video games. I pay for a subscription, which I don't now because I can't afford subscriptions. All my money goes to my bills.
But no, you're
when
game
I
sharing
when
with
I
somebody that does.
No, he don't
Or
either.
was.
You want to know what I play? Games that I don't have to have a subscription for. I play free
No.
games
Okay.
because I can't afford anything else, which is fine. Which is fine. So with that being said, if I pay for a subscription, it's supposed to be commercial free. I should not be seeing fucking commercials of any political type, of anything at all. Facts. I paid for that. Why are you trying to mind melt me? It reminds me of, oh God, what's that? The Borg. Star Trek, the Borg. Resistance is futile.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the percentage that they're pandering to. Is the only ones that they could freaking brainwash. And when you have pride parades like you had this year, last year, the year before, and the year before, of grown ass men, butt ass naked, walking down with kids sitting on the side watching the. It
I
makes me.
haven't seen none of that
Oh
this
yeah.
year.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Dig deeper, Watson.
Oh, really?
Dig deeper.
2025 Pride Parades, huh?
Yeah. Happening all over the place right now, all over the country. And
I
you should
mean,
see
are
one
they
guy's walking,
nude like they was?
one man walking down the street. Nothing on the bottom. Up top, bro, looks like a gay devil. With a sign, Satan is my brother. Really? And you're got that in front of children? You want to know what they do here at our Capitol? Ladies and gentlemen, you want to know what they do here at our Capitol? Here in fucking, you know what? You want to know what they do? Here's what they freaking did. Inside the Capitol here in Springfield, they allow a statue during Christmas, a frog. They put a statue during Christmas of Satan in the Capitol because it is supposed to represent the satanic
What's up,
religion.
bro? It resembles what? The Satan what?
The Satanist religion.
So during
Because
Christmas, right?
guess who allowed this to happen and signed this into law?
Pritzker.
Exactly.
He's the only one that could.
We will show inclusivity to all religions, including the bad ones. What is this, Blair Witch Project? Make it make sense, man. Make it make sense. That's what happens here. That's what happened in Illinois at our capital. Not even 10 minutes from my house. Make it make sense.
Nuts, dude.
Yeah, exactly. You're telling me exactly what it is. Woohoo.
Well, you got to thank the Democratic Party for that.
Yeah. Right along with all these other taxes. For those of you who just showed up, man, we're about to close out the show. Sorry you guys made it in late. You could catch the beginning of the show with the author P K McEvers. You can't make it make sense. No, we can't.
Exactly, mythical writer.
Yeah,
exactly.
This is what we deal with here in Illinois. We are now number one in the highest taxes in the country. California's number 2. New York's number 3. Right. He identifies as non-binary. That is beautiful. But yeah, you guys could go catch the beginning of the show with author P K McEvers with her new book, Kingdom of the Seven Realms. In the description is a link to look at her book and get her podcast link. Also in the descriptions, you find out that the book is also on sale in Amazon and Kindle. So check it out. Check out the book, guys. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for all the support, all the love. You guys are awesome, every single one of you.
Y'all.
And till next Monday. I'm Dave. That's Smoking the Bowl. This is Gen X Unchained. And we're out of here.